Welcome back tuning into today's video. Going to have a look at next 8 to 10 days. In today's video, already done the November month ahead forecast, so you can find that on the month ahead forecast page. You just get to that through the buttons from here on the home page. Just have a look at November month ahead and click that, and it'll take you off to the page where the November month ahead forecast is. We're going for a significantly warmer than average month this November, so it looks like it'll be a pretty mild one, but check that out if you want to have a look at what may be happening for the month ahead. This is going to look at the next 8 to 10 days time in detail. Looks like we're going to be keeping it mild, and surprisingly, and we're going to try and get a bit more unsettled, but high pressure probably never far away from the south. Could keep a lot of dry weather going down in the south. So have a look at all detail on that in a second. But before we go on with that, just say about the gas. There's links to my course on the page. So gas office, have a browse widgets, click through the links if there's any articles that you're interested in. And thanks so much for doing that. There's also a video as opposed to the page. So open up with the content when you're watching them, close back up again. Thanks so much for getting involved. Thanks for doing that. The shop has opened for Christmas. Gas shop is open once again for Christmas. So underneath this video here on the homepage, there's a button that says Christmas shop. Click that. It'll take you to the Amazon Christmas shop. There's a search widget there, so you can type in whatever item you would like to buy from Amazon for Christmas into search widget. It'll come up with a series of options, and you just click whichever option you want. Alternatively, you can just click through the banners in Garage Shop, and it'll take you directly to Amazon, and you can just do your shopping there. So nothing really changes from what you would normally do. You just do your shopping as normal at Amazon, but because you've clicked through the banners from Garage Webbies to Amazon, we get a revenue fee on the things that you're purchasing. So when you watch this video, get yourself off and do a bit of Christmas shopping. That's what you want to do. Well, talking about Christmas, but yesterday we had the warmest day on record for November. So this is the BBC website, and the headline speaks for itself. Hottest UK November day recorded in mid-Wales. The temperature yesterday reached 22 Celsius, I think, and it beats the previous record. It reached 22.4 Celsius. There, I've just spotted it. 22.4, 72.3 Fahrenheit. And that beats the previous record of 21.7, which was set in 1946. A very long-standing record there it's just gone. It's tumbled away. Now, I'm sure the year 1946, if you know a little bit about the weather, sort of pinch your ears up a bit, because that November preceded the severely cold winter of 1946-1947. So presumably we're having quite a similar weather pattern at the moment to the pattern we had at the start of November 1946. Now, that doesn't by any means guarantee we're going to go on and have a winter similar to that of 1946-1947. If only the weather was that simple, it would make my job much easier doing the long range stuff, but it isn't as simple as that. So just because we've broken that record from November 1946 does not mean we're going to go on and have a severely cold winter. I wish it was that simple, but unfortunately it isn't. But a very long-standing temperature record has fallen. Of course, this is on the back of the temperature record that we broke in July. The hottest temperature on record, or the hottest July temperature on record, was broken back in July. So it seems like the trend of warmer conditions, high temperatures being broken, continues. I know some people get a little bit worked up about it in terms of whether the data is being manipulated or whether these weather stations are reliable, where we get these temperature records being broken. But I just lay the facts out for you and make your own mind up about it. And another very long-standing temperature record has gone for November. Right, let's get on with the next 8 to 10 days, and we've got the 500 millibar height anomaly charts. The E70UF is on the top and the GFS is on the bottom. 500 millibars, 80,000 feet is an area in atmosphere. High pressure, low pressure being moved around by a jet stream running above. Red extrapolates high pressure, blue to low pressure. And they're both sort of in agreement that going to have a big area of above average heights, high pressure, sitting very close to the country, generally a little bit to the south, with the Atlantic trying to come in. The jet stream's trying to come here with this trough of low pressure, but actually the high certainly for England and Wales, is the dominating factor here, although to the north it is a little bit more unsettled across the north and west, but really it's at above average area of heights that is still dominant. Nevertheless, the jet stream is picking up a bit over the next 8 to 10 days, so we can probably expect some rain bands to be coming through at times, but they'll be particularly affecting the northwest. And of course, with the high pressure in that position, it's going to be staying very mild. So these are the GFS temperature and precipitation ensembles, dealing with the temperatures first of all. The red line here is the 30-year temperature average, and it's self-explanatory, really. Very significantly milder than average pretty much throughout the ensemble. There's maybe a bit of a cooling trend here as we go towards the middle part of November. That's a very long way off, and overall a very substantially milder than average period, coming up at least until the middle part of the month. It's 15th of November just here, way above average. Have got some rainfall spikes though, so despite that area of above average height sitting very close to the south and east, actually there will be rain bands coming through, particularly around the weekend and probably into the start of next week. There could be a little bit of heavy rain. After that, it looks like it goes fairly dry, and then maybe the rain comes back into the middle part of November. But this isn't anything more than you would expect. In fact, probably a little bit drier than you would expect at this time of year. It's normally quite a wet time, of course. So the temperature anomaly looking very substantially warmer than average for the coming week. This is from the 2nd through to 10th of November in those red curves. The whole of Europe is significantly warmer than average. So from Portugal and Ireland in the west over towards central parts of Russia, the temperature anomaly is coming out very substantially warmer than average throughout Europe, and we are pretty much leading the pack in terms of those anomalies, as in Scandinavia and Germany and France as well. So the warmest anomalies to average in the north and west of Europe, but most of Europe, or all of Europe, really looking warm and average. You have to go towards the Black Sea and maybe the south of Turkey to find anything a little bit colder than average. The precipitation anomaly looks a bit drier than average. I'll say there are those rain bands coming through, but it's still drier than you would expect, really, at this time of the year. So the generic charts for GFS looks like this. We've got an area of low pressure out to the northwest on Friday, ridging down to the south and southeast. This low pressure could bring rain into the north and west, but the south and east should be mostly dry. We go through into the weekend. Saturday could have more rain in the north and west, but high pressure sticking close to the south. Area of low pressure perhaps running through the north of the country on Sunday might bring a band of rain even into the south, but notice the high pressure is still clinging on to France and very close to southwestern parts of England. And very little change really as we go through to next week. The high pressure is still there across France, low pressure around Iceland, bringing these westerlies through. There has been a sort of change, of course, from the weather this week, where the high pressure is generally centred to the east of us. Now, or by next week, it's generally centred to the south of us. So the position of the high pressure has shifted, and that's just because the jet stream has strengthened. We have got quite a strong jet coming in off the Atlantic here, but it's generally to the north, which keeps this high pressure going to the south. So it's a very zonal westerly setup, actually, as we go through to the start of next week. Through to Tuesday, no real change in the pattern, and then on day 10, which is Thursday the 12th of November, still that high pressure goes on close to the south, still low pressure running through to the north. The jet stream is coming a little bit further south. The black line here, this thick black line, don't often talk about it, but this thick black line indicates where the jet stream is on these charts. So it's gradually shifting south. It's probably turning a bit colder actually here across Scotland, but it still generally is quite mild further south. Just a little bit of an indication that heights are beginning to rise up to the north. So if we was to run on 2 or 3 days beyond this, it's not beyond the realms of impossibility that we could turn it a bit colder up to the middle part of the month. But actually this run of the GFS doesn't do that. But you notice the heights are increasing a bit towards Greenland and Iceland, so a little bit of high pressure is trying to get going up there. If that was to come off further and heights were to fall across southern Europe, we could start to open the door to northerly winds in the second half of the month. But that's a very, very long way off in any case. The ECWF for next week, or for Friday, I should say, Friday the 6th of November, sorry, been a very busy weekend at the website. So for Friday, we're bringing up this southwesterly flow across the country. It's a mild flow, wind and rain up in the north and the west. We go through to the weekend, very little change, low pressure to the north, high pressure to the south. Notice the isobars are bringing the air up, probably from somewhere around the Azores, so that's a very long effect southwesterly, and the air would be really mild with that going into the weekend. Into next week, and we keep high pressure very close to us, centred somewhere across central southern Europe, but it's the ridge is being extended right up over country. Low pressure is out in the Atlantic, and if we go through into the middle part of next week, no real change actually. This is day 10, Thursday the 12th of November. And we've still got these areas of low pressure up to the north and west. We've still got the high pressure centred across central Europe. Via the isobars back, the air is still originating from quite a long way south in the tropical Atlantic. So this warm start that we had to November is going to continue. I probably won't keep the record-breaking warmth that we had yesterday. As we revert to a westerly, it'll be more sort of temperate, mild conditions. But even so, it's going to be staying very mild for the next week to 10 days. And a lot of dry weather down in the south, but there could be some rain up in the north. That's the idea today. So we'll have a look at it all again tomorrow. That's all for now, and thanks for watching.